Okay, so I use Juul pods for the purpose of not smoking cigarettes anymore since January. But they're expensive. A 4-pack is about $16 with tax where I live. So I have figured out how to open them up. Basically, there's two little tabs. This is the cap on each pod. This one's a little bent. A little too vigorous, but anyway, I just kind of grip it with my tooth, and you can sort of twist and pull at the same time, and it pops right off. And then there's one of these rubber stoppers. It's smooth on one side, and this side has kind of a little divot. You can see it better in that one. Anyway, so that sits on the inside of the pod like that once you've popped off this black case. So, and these are the end caps. They're different colors depending on the flavor. But anyway, so I took a tiny travel tissue box like you find in a hotel, and I took all the tissues out, obviously, and then I marked little U shapes in the cardboard and cut out just 3 sides like that. So there's one little piece that remains, which provides tension. And so once you've removed the cap and the rubber stopper, which they pop out kind of suddenly, so be prepared. Have your workspace clear so if it goes flying, you can catch it. I had one go in my glass of wine earlier. But anyway, yeah, so watch out for them. You kind of just go in one side very carefully along the edge and sort of push down and then like lever it out. And this post is in the center. You don't want to mess that up because at the bottom is where the coil is. So you can actually refill these yourself using your favorite flavor of vaporizer juice. Slightly different than what comes in the Juul pods, but it will work. You will get vapor. Anyway, so remove the cap, remove the stopper using your bobby pin. You'll notice I've slid the rubber tip to the corner, the elbow of the bobby pin. So I have this sharp edge, which is kind of pointy. So be careful when you're working because you could probably hurt yourself. Anyway, so then you take the pod and you slide it in. I made mine holder so that I can make 12 at a time, which is equivalent to 1, 2, 3 boxes of Juul pods, which would cost $48 roughly. So using this bottle of liquid that I bought for I think $20, it is Charlie's Chalk Dust, and it is focus. Why won't it focus? Hold on, bear with me. Watermelon blasted blueberry jelly beans. And there's a panda. Oh, vaping can be bad for you, so I am not making any political statements about that. I'm just showing you a cool trick I learned that helps me save money. And I'm still not smoking cigarettes, which I think is a far greater evil. So, now, you fill your dropper with liquid, and you put the tip into the hole. Sorry, it's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. And you slowly drip. And so it will fill both sides from just one of them. But I like to do a little on each side. And you want these as straight as possible, obviously, so that your liquid level is accurate. But I have essentially, it's almost full. A little bit more on each side. It kind of levels itself, see? Because it is all one chamber. And again, you want to be really careful not to bend that post because the bottom is where the coil is. But I have found that you can refill these about 4 times before the coil starts to fail. So yeah, if I redid each one of these 4 times, what did I say, $48 roughly cost at the convenience store. So 4 times 48, let's do some math. Is that $192? That's a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure that this one bottle of vaporizer juice would in fact fill this tray of 12 several times before it ran out. Because how many ounces is that? Oh, it's milliliters. Yay, metrics. 60 milliliters. These are really tiny. So, I don't know what's in the Jewel brand's juice that makes it so freaking expensive. But I choose this cheaper method. And what I had been doing was popping them open and filling them when they became empty, which can be kind of a pain in the butt if it's like nighttime and you're tired and it's dark and all of that. So I decided today there must be a better way. And I invented this system right here, which I'm sharing with you, my friends. I don't know if any of you are struggling with cigarette smoking addiction. I have smoked off and on since I was 17. And vaporizing in order to fulfill that nicotine urge has helped me put down the cigarettes. And like I said, there's a lot more bad stuff in them, I feel like, than in the vaporizer juice. And eventually I will wean myself. Oops, that went in the tube. If you get liquid into the tube, basically it gets in your mouth, which tastes nasty, and you should spit it out. You don't want to swallow this. Usually I don't make that mistake and put it actually into the little pipette. I don't know, I might throw that one away. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I just want to get all these full, and then I'm going to attempt to put the rubber stopper back in while holding the camera. I'm doing this whole thing by myself. A little bit more in this one. Top everybody off. Get it as full as possible. No point in leaving space. It just means I'll have to replace it sooner. So in case you're wondering how you know when you've used your vaporizer pod 4 times, so you just put the divot side up when you put the plug in, like that. I did leave a little space. Anyway, you get the idea. Put the plug in with the divot facing up, and you simply place your cap back over the top of the jewel. Just line it up and press down, and it kind of latches itself in. There's little tabs that slide into those slots on each side. And vaporizer juice is kind of oily, so you're going to want to have some paper towels handy. I like to wipe them off really well. Let's use good grammar here. And also, the bottom is actually where the metal points make contact inside of your vaporizer. So you want that to be nice and clean. You can even go so far as to use a Q-tip. I think I got it. And then you're going to slip your new pod into your vaporizer. Next time you need a replacement, just pop out the old one, pop in the new one. Ta-da. Oops. So, good battery. Also, I have made a lanyard that I keep my jewel in. This is a Nitto tire lanyard. My boyfriend works at a car care place, so I had this laying around. I made a fancy one with fabric from a Coach shoe. Oops. Actually, which is really cool. It's got like C's on it, and I put brown satin ribbon around the edges and use gold thread to stitch it. But it's the same basic idea. But this is the well-worn now sleeve for a pair of Revlon tweezers. So, and it just happens to be the exact right size, and it's fabric reinforced. You can tell it is well used. That flex point has lost all of the silver vinyl. But yeah, when I discovered this, it actually set me off on a little quest to design and create by stitching by hand several different ones for friends and so on. But the jewel slides right in there if you line it up just right. Ta-da! And you can still see the light, so you know. And if you turn around the other way, this little flap behind there will actually hide the light. So if you're using it at night and you want it to be discreet and not light up the whole room like a firefly, you can turn it around in there. And the way to make it gold, a friend of mine did that. He took out all the guts, as he calls it. It actually will slide out, which can damage your jewel. You're taking a risk if you do that. But very gently and patiently, he pushed the whole unit out of this sleeve, which is metal, leaving a hollow rectangular tube. Of course, this piece was removed as well. And if you superheat the tube, the black finish will disappear, leaving this kind of golden color. Oh, it's not perfect, but I personally like the black ones better. But my black one died, and he gave me his because he's an awesome person. So anyway, I now have a home refilled jewel pod, and go Tigers. Y'all have a good evening. I hope this saves you some money. And again, if you get nicotine droplets in your mouth, spit them out. Not good for you to swallow that. It gives me the hiccups, but it's not good for you at all to swallow nicotine juice. So, hope y'all have a good evening. Talk to you soon. Bye!